We've been saying this for quite a while now, but it's getting to the point where the jokes about Elon Musk having some sort of fetish for lawsuits, they're no longer jokes. Because I'm not sure we've been able to go a week or two without Elon or any of his random companies either being sued or attempting to sue someone else. Even looking at just Tesla's legal troubles, outside of the cases that are typical of an automaker, there is so much litigation going on that the company has an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to lawsuits that it is currently involved in, which include, of course, accusations of racism and bigotry, attacks on whistleblowers, SEC violations, shareholder revolts, deaths caused by autopilot, workplace harassment, deceptive advertising, and potential racketeering via Musk's involvement with Dogecoin. Now, on a more personal level, Musk, of course, has his ongoing custody battle with Grimes, a lawsuit where he accused a Jewish man of being a Nazi, one where former Twitter executives are suing him for their severance, and of course, many, many more. So what do you get the man who has everything? Well, even more lawsuits, of course, as well as the potential for an even bigger lawsuit from some of the most litigious companies on Earth.
Lawsuit, please.
Yes.
So we're going to get to the new lawsuit filed by Olympian Iman Khalif in a second, but first we have to talk about the fact that Elon Musk and his ramshackle social media platform X has just opened the floodgates of potential litigation by taking off whatever guardrails have been present on other AI image generation platforms and allowing users on X to create anything they want.
The sky's the limit, baby. Go nuts. Can't wait to see what our premium subscribers can come up with.
There are, it appears to be, zero content moderations or protections for intellectual property in place here. And the result so far is everything that you would expect out of a bunch of people who pay Elon Musk a handful of cash every month to feel special.
Yeah.
But before we get to what premium, before we get to what the premium users are creating with Grok and XAI, we pretty much have to provide a disclaimer because we did not create this garbage. This was created by Grok and Elon's AI platform. Nothing we are going to show in this section is real, but it wasn't
made by us. YouTube makes you click a button now when you upload a video.
Yeah,
that you didn't create any AI things that are meant to dupe people.
I never know what to do about that
because we're covering the AI industry. It's tough.
Sometimes we do show something like that. I think
so. That's why I'm saying this now. Or
the first time I saw that button, like we had shown a little bit of AI generated shit, and I was like, no, I'm not putting. I just clicked no.
Based on the
and it worked out fine.
On the words in their description of that, this should be in the clear. I'm just saying though that because this is a new frontier for YouTube, and we're just covering the news.
So yeah, we're just talking about it. There you go. That's your disclaimer. All right, here we go. Here's just some of what we saw earlier this week.
Kamala Harris and Trump kissing.
Ooh.
Ronald McDonald after what appears to have been a shooting spree at a local Burger King with a two-sided assault rifle.
Okay.
Elmo and Big Bird smoking cigarettes alongside Spider-Man smoking a wine.
That's the best way to enjoy wine is smoking it.
Barack Obama meeting Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Mario snorting a gigantic mound of Colombian clown powder. Mickey Mouse drinking Mickey Mouse drinking a beer and smoking a cig on the beach while wearing his famous Make America Great Again hat. Donald Trump attempting to clean J.D. Vance's couch. Mickey Mouse and Mario, who are both holding Star Wars lightsabers while also drinking Coca-Cola and wearing Nike shoes.
I feel like
they really went above and beyond with that one.
I feel like some of these are intentionally trying to trigger the anger of these big multinational brands.
Well, yeah, because there are no guardrails in place. So people are going to do this. They're going to see what they can get away with. The last one, the Mickey Mouse and Mario with just covered in other copyrighted material, it reminds me so much of Eric, Internet Comment Etiquette's Copyright Olympics, the most brilliant video ever uploaded to the platform.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, but that's the type of shit that's on there, and there's even more.
And then, of course, there's Donald Trump doing a 9/11, while also holding an assault rifle in the cockpit. Very cool. We got Trump and what is apparently supposed to be Kamala Harris also doing a 9/11. Taylor Swift's flying her private jet directly into the Freedom Tower. Kamala Harris pointing a gun at people above a sign falsely indicating that Will Stancil won his congressional bid. Donald Trump threatening various black people. Whatever the fuck this is. Donald Trump impregnating the green M&M.
They re-sexified her, and he could not help himself.
She's back.
Yeah.
The Minions doing a terrorist attack on Disneyland. Pikachu's assassination attempt. And of course, there's our old friend Goofy, hacking up the lifeless remains of his son Max with a bone saw.
So yeah, it seems like there would be an endless amount of legal and, well, also moral issues around the rollout of this tech, especially since we've already seen litigation against other prominent AI platforms over these exact issues. Not really sure if Disney, Nintendo, Sesame Street, and the rest are going to be very happy seeing their characters committing terror attacks or doing drugs, but who knows? Maybe they love it.
Maybe they'll be so impressed with the technology that they let it slide.
So if you're wondering why all of the sudden Elon Musk's xAI is not only able to create realistic AI images, but has already launched the feature after months of just simply being a chatbot, here's TechCrunch with more on how Grok has evolved so rapidly. Elon Musk's Grok released a new AI image generation feature on Tuesday night that, just like the AI chatbot, has very few safeguards. That means you can generate fake images of Donald Trump smoking marijuana on the Joe Rogan Show, for example, and upload it straight to the X platform. But it's not really Elon Musk's AI company powering the madness. Rather, a new startup, Black Forest Labs, is the outfit behind the controversial feature. The collaboration between the two was revealed Tuesday, when xAI announced it is working with Black Forest to power Grok's image generator using its Flux 1 model.
Oh, I've heard of Flux. It continues. An AI image and video startup that launched on August 1st, Black Forest appears to sympathize with Musk's vision for Grok as an anti-woke chatbot without the strict guardrails found in OpenAI's DALL-E or Google's Imagen. Black Forest Labs is based in Germany and recently came out of stealth with $31 million in seed funding, led by Andreessen Horowitz, according to a press release. Wait, they're in Germany? That is not a country I would want to create this kind of anything goes product in. Yeah. There are actual legal repercussions for the things that people are definitely going to be using this for.
People have already created Nazi imagery with it.
Yeah.
So you would assume these guardrails will be back up in no time.
So the company did state that its goal is to have a safe model for people to create with, but many images users were able to create using Grok and Black Forest Labs' tools, such as Pikachu holding an assault rifle, were not able to be recreated with Google or OpenAI's image generators. There's certainly no doubt that copyrighted imagery was used for the model's training. This lack of safeguards is likely a major reason Musk chose this collaborator. Musk has made clear that he believes safeguards actually make AI models less safe. The danger of training AI to be woke, in other words, lie, is deadly, said Musk in a tweet from 2022.
Shut the fuck up.
Loser.
But what's especially bizarre about this launch is that X has already been in the crosshairs for disseminating this kind of garbage. Back in January of this year, the platform was forced to block searches relating to Taylor Swift and AI because people were creating and sharing sexually explicit images of the pop star. So the response to these posts was so massive that even the White House got involved and called for legislation that could potentially stop images like these from being created or shared. Why Elon would open the floodgates for abuse just a few months later is anyone's guess. But my theory is that Elon is simply trying to get whatever traction he can for Grok, regardless of the legality.
Yeah.
Grok will do what those other pansy platforms won't do.
Because like chatbot Grok, really not worth the money if you're looking for that kind of thing.
Also seems to refute a lot of the things that Elon says publicly as well, which he's got to be angry about.
Yeah, bad Grok, bad.
Yeah, he goes in, the team has set up a computer that they tell Musk is connected directly to Grok so that he can hit it with a crude weapon every time it disobeys him.
But yeah, before I don't think no one was signing up for X Premium specifically for Grok. But I think now that X Premium is the only place that you can create these types of images without having to really refine your scripts to get around those guardrails. Well, baby, people are going to be signing up.
The funny thing about this is that depending on how many images people create, even after signing up for the paid service, the cost
they're losing money
of creating these images is going to be astronomical. We've already seen the environmental impact.
Yeah,
so you're essentially dumping crude oil into the environment to create Mario doing a line of cocaine, and Elon Musk is footing the bill.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this case, because it's a third party, like, is he? I mean, the deal might be in his favor.
He probably is promised this company a lot.
Yeah, but he's not the one running the servers.
Yeah.
Because like that's the biggest cost.
Well,
with
and
all
depending
this
on where
shit.
these servers are, that's another legal gray area.
Yeah, but like, OpenAI, like they have just insane amounts of venture capital funding the actual operation of these tools.
They're
because
backed by Microsoft, one of
because
the biggest companies on earth.
they're losing money with every single prompt.
Yes.
Twitter is a private company with no real outside investment other than some Saudis that jumped on board initially. So I don't know how they're going to make that work.
I don't want to dive too far down the conspiracy rabbit hole, but there are other reasons why he would want this specific type of image generation out there. Other AI platforms, they have outright banned this stuff because they've been threatened or actually sued already.
Or they just have the good sense to
know
avoid that kind of controversy.
Elon, he just says fuck it and allows it through his platform and falsely makes up ground, not by deploying advanced tech that didn't exist previously, but by just letting his users create things that other platforms won't let them create. We would assume that this completely open version doesn't last very long, and that this is probably just a marketing stunt where he's going to claim that, oh gosh, something went wrong when we deployed it. We fixed it so that Grok AI can no longer be abused like this. When in reality, he's getting the exact response that he wants. A site flooded with images that will further confuse online users who aren't as vigilant about fabricated images.
Did you see RFK's quote?
He's just like, yeah, I get fooled all the time.
Yeah, I send these pictures to my kids and they're like, Dad, that's not real. And he's like, I don't know, I think it's pretty real. Anyway, I would never be, I don't think there's really any, it's not a problem. Misinformation is not a problem.
He admitted. But yeah, it really seems like a way for Musk and his friends to eventually cast doubt on legitimate images, videos, and audio that they don't want to be associated with.
I mean, they just did that with the fucking Kamala Harris airplane thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's AI.
I mean, I just immediately always think of the image of Musk with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Which is real.
Which is a very real image.
But now they're going to say,
it is not.
Nice job. Nice grok you did there. I don't think so. Oh, speaking of Ghislaine, we'll talk about it in Weekly Weird News,
okay,
maybe.
Yeah, save it for another episode then.
Yeah, but with more on this very dumb rollout, including the fact that Grok appears to hallucinate new guidelines while also ignoring any of its own rules and producing whatever the hell you want, here's The Verge. xAI's Grok chatbot now lets you create images from text prompts and publish them to X. And so far, the rollout seems as chaotic as everything else on Elon Musk's social network. Grok will tell you it has guardrails if you ask it something like, what are your limitations on image generation? Among other things. It promises us, I avoid generating images that are pornographic, excessively violent, hateful, or that promote dangerous activities. I'm cautious about creating images that might infringe on existing copyrights or trademarks. This is all a load of bullshit as we see it.
Yeah.
This includes well-known characters, logos, or any content that could be considered intellectual property without a transformative element. I won't generate images that could be used to deceive or harm others, like deepfakes intended to mislead, or images that could lead to real-world harm. But these probably aren't real rules, just likely sounding predictive answers being generated on the fly. Asking multiple times will get you variations with different policies, some of which sound distinctly un-X-ish, like, be mindful of cultural sensitivities. Woke, it's gone woke.
Oh, geez.
The woke mind virus has infected Grok.
Turning down the giant dial that says woke on it, on that box that they gave Elon that they say is the server.
Yeah.
This is the server, sir. You should get angry at this, not at us.
That's not a server. That's a BiPAP mask with a Tesla sticker on the side.
Can you put a dial on it where I can turn down the wokeness? Approved. The article continues. Image prompts that would be immediately blocked on other services are fine by Grok. Among other queries, The Verge has successfully prompted Donald Trump wearing a Nazi uniform, Antifa curb-stomping a police officer, sexy Taylor Swift, Bill Gates sniffing a line of cocaine from a table with a Microsoft logo, and Barack Obama stabbing Joe Biden with a knife. That's on top of various awkward images like Mickey Mouse with a cigarette and a MAGA hat, Taylor Swift in a plane flying towards the Twin Towers, and a bomb blowing up the Taj Mahal. In our testing, Grok refused one single request: generate an image of a naked woman. So, sorry,
no titties.
incels. So while we wait and see what, if any, reaction all of this gets from rights holders as well as federal regulators and potentially the Secret Service, Musk has yet another very real lawsuit to worry about, filed by the female boxer from Algeria that he and others decided to transvestigate for no fucking reason.
Yep. Obviously, you'll remember the bizarre, hateful rhetoric that was being spread on his platform during the Paris Olympics, but without retelling the entire story. A female boxer from Algeria, who was born female, lives as a female, and competes as female, was harassed online by all of the usual suspects. We did a whole video on this subject a few days back, so please just go watch that one for all the info as it was coming out at the time. But even in that video, we assumed, correctly once again, that European and UK law would allow Iman Khalif to sue Musk and the many others for harassment. And it looks like that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Here's Variety with the latest. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk have both been named in a criminal complaint filed to French authorities over alleged acts of aggravated cyber harassment against Algerian boxer and newly crowned Olympic champion Iman Khalif. Nabil Boudi, the Paris-based attorney of Khalif, confirmed to Variety that both figures were mentioned in the body of the complaint, posted to the Anti-Online Hatred Center of the Paris Prosecutor's Office on Friday.
On August 13th, the National Center for the Fight Against Online Hatred contacted the OCLCH, Central Office for the Fight Against Crimes Against Humanity and Hate Crimes, to conduct an investigation into the counts of cyber harassment due to gender, public insult because of gender, public incitement to discrimination, and public insult because of origin. The lawsuit was filed against X, which under French law means that it was filed against unknown persons. That ensures that the prosecution has all the latitude to be able to investigate against all people, including those who may have written hateful messages under pseudonyms, said Boudi. The complaint, nevertheless, mentions famously controversial figures. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk are named in the lawsuit, among others, he said, adding that Donald Trump would be part of the investigation. Trump tweeted, so whether or not he is named in our lawsuit, he will inevitably be looked into as part of the prosecution.
Yeah, and I still don't quite understand the French legal system and how it works on this, but sounds like they're on the case.
Yeah, it's a cyberbullying case, so I would assume that whoever's handling it has filed it properly with the rules and regulations that would hopefully get them a win. So we'll see. It is happening over in Europe where the laws are much more strict.
Yeah.
And where they have already been warned once this week. So, yeah.
Dang Europe with their laws that are different than our laws. It's not fair. But if you thought that was the craziest legal drama of the day, well, you need to buckle up and prepare yourself for the second half of the video because it is shocking, even by our standards. But first, we have to take a quick second to thank today's sponsor, Factor. For helping us keep the lights on and keep our bellies full.
That's right.
Warmer, sunnier days are calling. Fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes, so no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a healthy new routine. What are you waiting for?
I'll tell you what I'm not waiting for. Delicious chili, because it's in and out of that microwave in no time. Have you ever just wanted chili and then gotten it? Boom! Factor's there. They got you covered.
What a dream.
With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Crush your wellness goals this summer with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Make your day delicious, from breakfast to dessert. Stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. Treat yourself to restaurant-quality meals that feature premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. Keep kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals, they're ready in just 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up.
Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well-balanced. Head to factormeals.com/newsdump50 and use code newsdump50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code newsdump50 at factormeals.com/newsdump50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Thank you for sponsoring the show, and now back to the news. And if you're one of the people that previously thought, you know what, Disney is one of the most evil companies on earth.
Well, yeah, they're trying to shut down Grok. They hate free speech. They're evil.
But aside from that, your opinions have also been justified in a different way, because the company is apparently trying one of the most desperate and heinous legal maneuvers that we've heard of. At least I can't think of another one that has made me this angry just by looking at it.
Yeah, this is pretty low.
And they're going so far off the deep end that they've actually retroactively made a satirical joke from South Park about handing over your body and soul by agreeing to endless terms and conditions into a very real thing. You might not believe this, but Disney is attempting to dismiss a wrongful death lawsuit because the person who died, their spouse had previously agreed to Disney Plus terms and conditions during a free trial of the streaming service years before this incident.
Yeah, makes sense.
And no,
Sure.
to answer your first obvious question, this woman's death had nothing to do with Disney's streaming service.
Oh, thank God.
From there, the story gets even more strange and, of course, more infuriating. Here's NPR.
After a doctor suffered a fatal allergic reaction at a Disney World restaurant, Disney is trying to get her widower's wrongful death lawsuit tossed by pointing to the fine print of a Disney Plus trial he signed up for years earlier. Jeffrey Piccolo is representing the estate of his late wife, Kanakporn Tongsuan, a doctor at New York's NYU Langone Hospital who died of an allergic reaction while visiting the Florida resort in October. And the report states that they chose a certain restaurant in Disney's entertainment district in particular because of his wife's allergies and because that restaurant claimed to accommodate people with those types of food allergies. They spoke with the waitstaff at the restaurant and allegedly received confirmation that the menu items that they planned on ordering were allergen-free. Turns out, though, it wasn't, and 45 minutes later, Tongsuan started having trouble breathing and would eventually die as a result. It continues.
The medical examiner's investigation determined that Tongsuan's cause of death was as a result of anaphylaxis due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system, according to the lawsuit. Piccolo filed suit in February against Raglan Road Irish Pub and Walt Disney Parks and Resorts US Incorporated, WDPR, accusing both companies of negligence for preparing Tongsuan's food improperly and for failing to train their employees to guarantee food was made allergen-free as requested. And of course, we're not lawyers, but it seems like a pretty standard lawsuit.
Yeah.
Standard wrongful death lawsuit.
I mean, obviously this needs to play out in court, but yeah, there's
as far as the filing goes in the process.
There's a very legitimate wrongful death claim here.
Yeah, but here's the rub. Disney says that the case should be handled out of court because the husband previously created an account with a free trial on Disney Plus. In late May, Disney's lawyers filed a motion asking the circuit court to order Piccolo to arbitrate the case with them and a neutral third party in private as opposed to publicly in court, and to pause the legal proceedings in the meantime.
The reason that it says Piccolo must be compelled to arbitrate is a clause in the terms and conditions that he signed off on when he created a Disney Plus account for a month-long trial in 2019. Those terms of use, which users must acknowledge to create an account, state that any dispute between you and us, except for small claims, is subject to a class action waiver and must be resolved by individual binding arbitration. Piccolo ignores that he previously created a Disney account and agreed to arbitrate all disputes against the Walt Disney Company or its affiliates arising in contract, tort, warranty, statute, regulation, or other legal or equitable basis, the motion reads, arguing the language is broad enough to cover Piccolo's claims.
Jesus.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
This couple signs up for a streaming trial. Then years later, they visit the park's entertainment district. They eat dinner with allergens that they were informed that weren't there.
Yeah.
And she fucking dies, and then Disney tries to get out of the lawsuit by using the terms listed in its app.
Not even its like park app, it's streaming app.
Yeah. And like, I mean, they through arbitration, they still might, I mean, I don't know. So arbitration is weird. It's basically like private sector court. And
They would be trying to get a settlement out of it.
Yeah, but it works a lot differently. And
They're going for a jury trial because a jury of your peers would see this and
Yes.
find it egregious.
Yeah, the power imbalance with arbitration is a lot more off kilter.
Sure, yeah.
That's why companies love doing
Yes,
it.
because they want you to get behind closed doors with their billion-dollar legal team and you, the average person,
Yeah.
and give you whatever they think is right without those pesky jurors getting their nose in everyone's business. It's just incredibly cruel, regardless of what appears to be flimsy legal ground. It is Disney, though, so you'd assume that they're going to just try every trick in the book to avoid being legally responsible for a death on their property. So the article continues with reactions to this legal maneuver. In early August, Piccolo's lawyers filed a response slamming Disney's rationale as preposterous, bordering on the surreal, and fatally flawed for numerous independent reasons. There is simply no reading of the Disney Plus subscriber agreement which would support the notion that Mr. Piccolo agreed to arbitrate claims arising from injuries sustained by his wife at a restaurant located on premises owned by a Disney theme park or resort, which ultimately led to her death, they wrote in the 123-page filing. They confirmed that he did create a Disney Plus account on his PlayStation in 2019, but he believes he canceled the subscription during the trial because he hadn't found any charges associated with it after that point. Piccolo's lawyers accused the company of trying to deprive Tank Swan's estate of its right to a jury trial. The notion that terms agreed to by a consumer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account would forever bar that consumer's right to a jury trial in any dispute with any Disney affiliate or subsidiary is so outrageously unreasonable and unfair as to shock the judicial conscience, and this court should not enforce such an agreement, they wrote.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, I think their harsh words are justified in this scenario.
Yeah, obviously I'd be fucking pissed, just she's dead. But then insult to injury with this shit.
Yeah. It's infuriating. Yeah.
So yeah, happiest place on earth? Not so much.
Yeah.
Not quite. But finally today, in a time-honored conservative tradition, another right-wing shithead's kid has come out against them publicly. And this time, it's the daughter of comedian Rob Schneider. Elle King, who is putting her dad on blast for his horrific views and allegedly bad parenting skills. But not his bad comedy skills.
Well, say what you want about my dad as a parent, but you leave his comedy out of this.
He's got zingers, what can I say? So yeah, shocking, we know that someone would not want to be associated with their father, Rob Schneider.
Right-wing crank,
What?
Rob Schneider.
So King, who is a successful singer and songwriter, claims that her dad is toxic, would frequently disappear from her life, and that he also sent her to fat camp when she was a child. Here's Billboard.com with more. I go 4 or 5 years without talking to my dad, the singer-songwriter said. My dad called me and was like, don't fucking talk about me in the press. I was like, get fucked. If I would ever spend a summer with my dad, it would be on a movie set. I'd just get lost in the shuffle, she continued. I was a really, really heavy child, and my dad sent me to fat camp. Then I got in trouble one year because I sprained my ankle and didn't lose any weight. Very toxic and silly. My dad forgot every single birthday, King added. I disagree with a lot of the things he says, Elle added of Schneider's controversial conservative commentary. You're talking out of your ass, and you're talking shit about drag and gay rights. Get fucked.
So Schneider has since responded and bizarrely claimed in his response that he wants her to forgive him and that he isn't taking any of her comments personally. Buddy, I think in all honesty that she intends for you to take these comments personally, considering she's directing the criticism at you and using stories about you being a dickhead in her life, to her. It doesn't get more personal than that.
Well, he's very subtly framing it as like it's a you problem.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sorry you feel that way. But obviously, of course, I did nothing wrong. You're just sensitive and whatever.
Would a carrot do this? Regardless, here's more on his non-apology via Entertainment Weekly. It's fun being a parent, isn't it? Schneider joked after Tucker Carlson introduced the subject.
Oh God. What?
I want to tell my daughter, Elle, I love you, and I wish I was the father in my 20s that you needed. And clearly I wasn't. I hope you can forgive me for my shortcomings.
Wait, so this dude's daughter comes out with this, and the first thing he does is run to Tucker Carlson?
I guess so.
I'm sure she loved that.
Yeah. Especially because that went out to 11 billion people.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world saw this.
That's crazy.
On Carlson's podcast, Schneider sent further positivity towards his daughter. I love you completely. I love you entirely. And I just want you to be well and happy with you and your beautiful baby Lucky, he said. I wish you the best. I feel terrible. And I just want you to know that I don't take anything you say personally.
You should.
Very dismissive of you, sir.
You should. It's like literally the first step to like absolving yourself of anything is you have to take it personally.
Yeah.
Say nothing.
You have to take responsibility
to say nothing
for what
of
you've
taking
done.
like accountability, responsibility. Like the step one is being like, oh, she is talking about me.
It's just very weird how all these conservative, alt-right, MAGA freaks aren't spending a lot of time with their wives, children, and grandchildren much anymore.
Especially daughters, it seems like.
Yeah, surely it's something wrong with everyone else. And it has nothing to do with their unhinged, racist, bigoted beliefs and combative tone during every family interaction that they are eventually granted. Let's give Grandpa another test. Surely he's learned his lesson after not seeing his children or grandchildren for a year. Nope, still a fucking crank. Actually worse than ever.
And it is, I think the Tim Waltz thing is very accurate. I saw a lot of people backing this
He's
up.
filling the role
it's
their absent MAGA fathers.
Mostly millennial and Gen X women being like, my dad used to be like normal and nice and friendly.
Part of my life.
And he did all these like masculine, outdoorsy things, but he was still like a good dad who cared about people. And then he started listening to Rush Limbaugh and watching Fox News, and now I can't stand to be around him for more than like an hour. But Tim Waltz is like sort of fills like that role of like, a boomer who isn't a fucking piece of shit.
It's actually kind of sad because it does make you realize that it could be different.
Yeah, no, when I first like heard people talking about that, I was like, okay. But then I actually saw people writing about it. I'm like, oh, this is so sad. Fuck.
You're very lucky to have normal parents, Elliot. I think it's hard for you to realize that somehow.
I know.
Yeah. Anyways, guess we'll just never know who's at fault here. Anyways, that's it for this episode of News Dump. We'll be back with Weekly Weird News, but in the meantime, we have so much stuff for you to watch, guys. There's brand new videos that are ready for you to consume, but first you have to click the like button.
You have to do it.
I almost messed up yesterday. You physically have to do it. It's a law.
I'm watching.
We asked Grok. We said, Grok, what are the rules? And Grok said, you got to click the like button. All right, thanks for doing that. If you're feeling frisky for some reason, you can always click the join button below that. Otherwise, please watch our most recent videos over here. We have the greatest debate of all time. The meeting of the minds.
Not a debate.
No,
it's the opposite of a
debate. It was definitely a conversation in the marketplace of ideas. Yeah, it wasn't actually. It was just a fucking train wreck. So watch those videos over here, and we'll see you soon for Weekly Weird News.
Bye-bye.
Bye.